My introduction to hip hop pretty much came from the inception. I started DJing pretty much before hip hop. Like, we would play Brass Construction and Mass Production and the Barcades and a lot of funk records at the block parties and the house parties. It wasn't hip hop. So, you know, when they started playing Rapper's Delight on the radio, you know, I was in school and, you know, it was just a virus. You know, from then, you know, they was pretty much releasing hip hop records every week. You know, back then, you know, Sugar Hill and Enjoy and, you know, from the Treacherous 3 to, you know, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. So, you know, it was really cool to be there from the beginning and watch it just spread. And, you know, and then you're watching because you know this is all coming from New York and you don't really get a chance to go up there. You don't really get a chance to see actually what's happening. And every once in a while, somebody will give you a 14th generation cassette tape of a party at the fun house that you're listening to, just imagining how it was. So, you know, that was it. That was just, you know, that's what it was all about. You know, hip hop was just a virus, and you just used your imagination, you know, to try to imagine what it was like because you wasn't there. I think we're at a crossroads with hip hop because we are the first generation that is growing old with hip hop, and we don't actually know how to handle that. I think the next generation is gonna get a lot better than we are because we're still trying to work it out. What I've always said is my mom liked the Temptations. My mom still likes the Temptations. For some reason, we think that we can't still like Big Daddy Kane. We think we can't still like Tribe Called Quest. Our generation has to learn that we need to ride with our artists and the people that we came up with until they don't do it no more. Just like the Temptations. You rocked with the Temptations when they were 20, you rocked when they were 30, you rocked when they were 40, you rocked when they were 50, you know. And I think we're still trying to figure out because hip-hop was originally spoken that it was supposed to be a music of the youth, but no one ever bothered to find out what happens when the youth get older. Like, you don't just stop liking hip-hop. You don't just say, okay, I outgrew it. You know, it's just different, it's different kinds of hip hop. I think, you know, the stuff that guys like De La Soul do is different than the stuff that the guys Young Jeezy do. And that's just an evolution. That's just De La Soul is a little bit older than Young Jeezy. You know, you start listening to guys like Jay-Z, he's not really talking about the same things he talked about 10 years ago, you know, because he's not out on the corners anymore. The biggest problem with that is I don't think radio has allowed hip hop to grow old. I think radio has kind of pigeonholed it into a music of the youth, you know. And you got all of these states. Every major city, to me, has a adult contemporary station that'll play Belle Biv DeVoe. They'll play Bobby Brown and New Edition, but you won't play LL Cool J, who was out around the same time, because you say that you don't do hip hop. And it's kind of like, how you gonna separate, you know, my music? I grew up with all of that, so play it all. And I think that, to me, would solve like the Soulja Boy Ice-T incident. I think Ice-T probably said what he said about Soulja Boy because Ice-T leaves the set of Law and Order, turns on Hot 97, and all he hears is Soulja Boy. Ice-T's like, where can I hear what I listen to? I think the evolution of the digital age has kind of helped DJs in one aspect, which is carrying records. I travel a lot. What I started to realize is the airline started to put a lot of restriction on weight. And there would be times that I remember, you know, going to Japan and I was charged about $1,500 for my record bags because I had 3 bags of records. So that kind of started to affect what I brought because I wanted to play a bunch of different kind of stuff. So, you know, when they hitting you $1,500 every flight, you pretty much about to start telling everybody they're about to hear about 5 records because you can't afford to carry it. So I think with the invention of like Serato and a lot of the digital stuff has made it a lot easier for people to carry a lot of music without checking bags. You can pretty much put all of that music in your backpack. A lot of people think that the digital stuff has made DJing easier. If you sucked as a DJ before, Serato's gonna make you suck even more with more records. So it doesn't help.